well, my veggie fillet, of course, my hamburger can be served in many thousand different ways. I used to live in Hong Kong for many years, and I made a few char-siu burgers, and they're delightful. And I'm going to come on the market with the real char-siu powder, but in the meantime, you can buy it on the market. Now, what I want to do today is something from Malaysia, where I spent a few years. What you do to make a real satay sauce, and it is from Penang. Penang is an island in Malaysia, and if you go in a Thai restaurant, they actually say Penang satay. So let's make the original. I use a few raw peanuts, a little bit of peanut oil. Now this is all a little bit complicated, but there's small steps you have to take in order to make it perfect. Actually rewarding you. The whole family gonna be happy. So what I do, I just blend it up for 2 seconds to give it a little scrunch. Chop up the peanuts, not too much, just a little bit. Off we go. So what I do now, I take this peanut and oil mixture, put it in a frying pan, and roast it. Now that gives a lovely flavor, a lovely smell. Freshly roasted peanuts. The peanuts are now nicely taking color. We're very careful. This operation is very, very hot. I use an iron cast pan because I don't want to use Teflon, and stainless steel is of course the second choice. And here we go. I got my lovely peanuts. I take a few of them out, put them aside for my hamburgers, and I add those freshly roasted peanuts to my hamburger. The rest of it, the other half, I add some water. Now, if you like, you can add now some choppy onions, garlic, and ginger to come up with that real nice flavor. And if you got fresh chili in the house, that would do even greater. So the only thing I add now is some water, but very, very careful. This is hot oil. So it easily can splash. So we bring it to a boil, let it boil for a few minutes. And what happened is now, since the peanut is not a really peanut, it's not a nut, what it is a bean. And like refried beans, if you boil them long enough, the beans will become mushy. But the same thing happened to the peanuts, which again shows us that it's not a nut. So if somebody tells you walnuts and hazelnuts and peanuts and put it all together and call it nuts, he is a nut. There's no, yeah. Almond, everything grows on a tree is a nut. Everything in the ground, like a peanut, is a bean. Okay. Now the only thing we have to do now, we have there making the nice satay sauce. We add later on a few seasoning, a little bit of garlic, and we have then a lovely satay sauce for our satay burger. Would you believe it? That's our peanut sauce, our satay sauce. The peanuts itself already provided us with a thickening agent, so the only thing we have to add now is a little bit of curry. And here we go, that's all to it, and you have a nice satay sauce. Now if it's too complicated to make all those steps, what you can do, you can buy peanut butter. Do the same thing, add peanut butter, add a little bit more liquid to make it more gravy type, and then add the curry powder, and you have a satay sauce. Simple as that. Now here we can make satay burgers. Oops, and that's already done. And what you make a few satay burgers, or if you like, make a real satay. So you can employ now your children and make some big fat noodles. Do it like this. Take a satay sticks, or as you might call it in Hawaii, yakitori, which is not really a Hawaiian word. Maybe bamboo stick would be better. And you might go to in Arabic country, they call it chastrik stick, whatever. There we go. And here you got your lovely satays. And the only thing we have to do now, I always like to steam it first. You can bake it and put it on the barbecue immediately, but I always found out it's a little bit easier to serve on a if it's pre-steamed or pre-cooked. So there we go. Now the only thing we have to do now is release the real burgers from the steamer. Oh yeah, lovely. Yeah, lovely. So the only thing you have to do is like, that's how I do it. They got my 4 burgers. And this was the regular hamburger. And now we just put in this satay and steam it. Give it 10 minutes steam and we have our satay. After the steaming is over, we have now the satay, 2 satays and 3 burgers. So the only thing we have left over to do today is just add the burgers to the pan, leave a little bit space for the satays, and give them a little bit color. Once this has been achieved, we prepared already our satay sauce as a garnish, as a condiment for the burgers, respectively for the satays. And the good part about it is, if you ever go to Malaysia or Thailand, you will see on the roadside the guys with the beautiful barbecue stove and keep on turning the satay and giving a beautiful barbecue smell. Now, I don't have one of those satay broiler, however, any barbecue will do, and you have a beautiful barbecue, and you have a beautiful flavor of roasted satay. The satays have gained the color, the burgers as well, so the only thing we have to do now, flip them once more, take out the satay, and add the burgers. And, oh, not to forget, turn off the flame. You can set your house on fire. The satay, the sauce over the satay, and here over the burgers, and voila, there we got our little thing done for today. What we have made is a satay burger, satays, and hamburger made with the bell pepper and onions, sauteed onions, and here we have the filet mignon, or the veggie mignon, if you wish, the veggie fillet mignon, in sweet and sour pineapple gravy. So I took real pineapple juice, add a little bit of vitamin C, a touch of cinnamon, and here we go, having a nice sweet and sour pineapple gravy, garnished with bell pepper and onions, and if you like, add a little bit of a few cubes of fresh pineapple, makes it even nicer. And a bowl of meat or veggie dumplings in tomato sauce, seasoned again with bell pepper and a touch of rosemary. Something very delightful. And as you can see, each one just took 1 cup of my veggie fillet powder, and 1 cup costs you less than $3 if you wish. So this whole meal, very nutritious, full of protein, is less than $3. So if you compare this with the supermarket ready-to-eat alternative meat, it is very, very inexpensive. Then if you compare it with the real thing, after all, this gives you 1 cup, basically gives you 18 ounces, 24 ounces of dumplings. And with this, Ola, all the best of health, and enjoy your food, and have a little bit of fun making it. Ola.